Welcome to the Journey to Happy podcast, a podcast dedicated to help you in the process of getting out of your own way and letting go of the mental barriers that have been self created that stand on the way of you and the emotional freedom and happiness that you so desire. I am Olga, your host, and in here I'm going to offer you raw but real examples that will help you step into the shoes of becoming the CEO of your own life. Because let's face it, in a world where you can be anyone you want, why not promote yourself to the CEO position? I cannot wait to see you inside. Welcome to another episode of Journey to Happy. I am Olga, your host, and as always, I am excited to be sharing with you and to be starting this brand new year. May 2021 be everything that each of us dreams and hopes for, and may all the heavy, difficult things of 2020 really stay behind us so that we can now apply all those great lessons into this year starting. All right, if you haven't figured this out by now, or if you're new to my podcast, let me just tell you that I am usually very excited about Mondays. Why Mondays? Because it's a brand new beginning. I feel that every Monday is the opportunity to start all over again. And that's why my episodes actually get to be released every Monday, because I want you guys to start the week with a brand new, fresh mindset. So, not surprisingly, January is a really exciting month for me because I like the beginning of a full new year. I talked to you guys in previous episodes about my ritual of finding one word that speaks about my intention for the year. And I do a series of prep work from the inside out to really channel what I want to cultivate in the year starting. So January is an exciting month for me. I feel fresh, renewed. I take a look at my habits. I notice what worked well from the year before, what didn't. And I often feel generous. And that is definitely the case for this year. And so I am doing something very special for you guys in my podcast. Over the next 5 Mondays, that's right, there's 5 Mondays in this January, I'm going to be giving you information that is usually kept for my private coaching group of Reset Your Mindset, which is a membership I have where people can just sign up and get monthly video trainings a month. And they also get a group call with me and we discuss different areas. So I have decided that I am going to release throughout the month of January, every single Monday, parts of the mindset trainings that normally are exclusive to my Reset members. So for this month, imagine that you are actually in the membership. You will not have a call with me. You will not have access to me on Facebook. You will not have journaling prompts, but you will have the part of the mindset trainings that I deliver usually in there. And so my hope for you is that you actually stick in January to come to the podcast every Monday and listen to the mindset training that I will be offering completely for free, when usually people pay $97 to be in the membership. So this month of January, I'm feeling generous and I'm offering this information to all of you. Why? Because I truly want each of you to start this year with a solid mindset so that you're clear on what you want, and even better, clear on how to get there. So there you have it. My gift to you this January is going to be to have you listen to parts of my trainings that I give exclusively to my members. Also, even going to let you into one of my Q&A calls. So I'm going to be answering questions that got asked to me in a call, and you have access to one of those in one of the episodes throughout the month. So stay tuned and come every Monday to listen to your episodes. If you have not yet subscribed to this podcast, do me a favor and do yourself a favor. Press subscribe right now. So what happens is that each Monday you get notified that a new podcast has come up and you can make the time to listen to it. So there, from my heart to yours, enjoy this gift that I'm giving you. And I would love to hear from you. So if you're actually listening to the mindset trainings, if you're implementing, if you've got questions, if you've got things that you want me to answer, by all means, send me your questions. And I promise you, I'm going to come in here and answer questions for you as well. How do you reach me? Coming to Instagram to olgas.way. Olgas.way. That's my Instagram handle, sorry. And you can also, if you prefer, coming to my website and send me a message directly from the website. The website is www.olgasway.com. Both of these website and Instagram handle are in the show notes of this podcast. So listen up, have fun, and enjoy these episodes. Talk to you soon. Hi, friend. I am interrupting you. You're listening here just for a moment because I want you to hear firsthand about my membership reset. Many moons ago, I was searching for a person to work with. Not a therapist, not a teacher, but someone down to earth that wouldn't preach or look at me with pity and hold my hand and tell me everything was going to be okay. Nope. I wanted somebody who would challenge me and keep me accountable, but who would also normalize whatever my mind was going through. I knew I really enjoyed reading books about personal growth, and I dreamt of having a life coach all of my own. But at the time, I didn't have the resources to afford one. I also knew that I could reach higher potential everywhere in my life if only I had somebody who could show me how to get there, who could point at the blockages in my own thinking, who could show me how I was self-sabotaging and how to get out of that. And that, my friends, is why I created Reset. Reset is a membership that actually gives the members exactly what I was looking for. A therapist, coach, life coach, mindset coach, all at easy access, all in one place. So this membership gives you access to monthly mindset trainings, like the ones you're listening in the month of January here. And it also gives you the opportunity to work at your own pace through a workbook that I personally create as I create the videos. And you have access to me Monday to Friday on a private Facebook group where sometimes I go live to answer questions, as well as you get a 1-hour call with other members for office hours. So whatever you're working through, you can come live and ask me questions. You can also submit them anonymously if you are not much of a crowd person. And so really, Reset is a membership that takes away the pressures of doing therapy if you don't need it, but keeps you in the loop of doing work on areas that are really important to you. The membership focuses on 4 pillars: the mind, the heart, self-care, and the body. So each month I rotate through one of these pillars, and the video and the conversations and the journaling prompts are all about that one theme. If this sounds exciting to you, here's the best part. All of that you get for $97 a month. You guys, $97 a month. Way cheaper than a therapist, way cheaper than a life coach. And it gives you so much support each and every month that you're a member. If this speaks to you, head over to the show notes and you can sign up today. That's the beauty. You can sign up at any given point. The commitment is 3 months. You have to be with us for minimum 3 months because I know you care about transformation. And let's be honest, it takes time to change the way we think. So give yourself minimum 3 months, but I hope for you to stay longer. And I hope to see you inside. Welcome to this first training in our Reset Your Mindset. Hold on, I already had my coffee, but I'm just slowly catching in. This is your first training. You're going to get a training like this every month. If you're watching this and you've been in the membership for a while, welcome on board. And if you're brand new to the membership, also welcome on board. I decided that one of the best ways to begin this process of resetting our mindset is by taking a deep look into our current limiting beliefs. So what are the limiting beliefs? We're going to go into that. And most importantly, we're going to get into how do we go about changing them? Because what good are we by creating awareness and not creating a follow through or a follow up? So just to begin, I want you to think about, there are coaches out there, such as myself, who are charging $100 an hour or $100 a package. And there are coaches out there like me who are charging $10,000 an hour or a package. What do you think is the difference between these two types of coaches? They tell you their beliefs, what they believe they're adding in terms of value to their package. Some people's belief of their own value, of their own worthiness, of their own work matches $100 an hour, for example. And other people think that their value is worth of $10,000. Could we argue with them? Possibly, but it doesn't really matter. Their beliefs are ruling them to make those decisions, to feel a certain way and to behave a certain way. So I want you to think of your beliefs as something that impacts your vision of yourself, your vision of the world around you, of your relationships. If you want, think of beliefs as the glasses, the lenses that you use to see through, to get into contact with life and to how you view yourself and to how you view yourself within the context that you live in. So why will this be something that we want to work in our mindset? Here's why. Our beliefs, we have a system of beliefs, and this work is going to show you how many beliefs you walk around with that you don't even know you have these beliefs. So our beliefs rule our thinking, and then our thinking rules our emotions, and our emotions rule our behavior. So if I walk around, like, I'm just going to give you an example. Have you ever met somebody who goes to the gym, hires a personal trainer, eats the healthy foods, loses the weight, and suddenly a while later, they're back into not going to the gym, no personal training, and they've gained all the way back? Have you? I've met that person. I have been that person. What do you think is the problem? Why has this person not been able to sustain those changes? I tell you why. There are a set of beliefs that they have about themselves and about progress that comes and gets them out of their own progress and staying in these sustainable changes. So our belief systems kind of follow us everywhere. I have clients who say, I am terrified of starting this membership because what if I fail? They have an ultimate belief that says, I shouldn't commit to things because I fail. Or a limiting belief that says, if I commit and I don't follow through, I am a failure. So these beliefs rule our emotions, our thoughts, and then our behaviors. So the idea behind this work of understanding our limiting beliefs is to create power. Is so that we as individuals can understand where are we being limited by our own thinking, by our own sort of rules that we have about life. And how can we get past that? How can we modify these beliefs that are limited in nature to make them more of conducive to personal growth and to looking past those limiting beliefs? Now, it is impossible for me in this video to go into each of you and your childhood and understand where this limiting belief comes from. And quite honestly, I don't believe that's the best use of your time to understand where your limiting beliefs come from. But what I think you need to 100% invest your time is in acknowledging where there are limiting beliefs. For example, if you're going to go into a job interview, what are the first thoughts that come to you? You might have thoughts of like, I'm nervous. What if they don't like me? Those are the thoughts. But then you have to take a step further and say, what's the belief I have about myself that these thoughts even have the potential to come forward? Well, I believe that I am not good enough for that job. That's a limiting belief, you see? So this is an awareness work. You're going to see that the workbook is going to encourage you to do a lot of awareness. A lot of the people I work with become really good at noticing beliefs, limiting beliefs. And they'll say, Olga, I have a limiting belief that says I can only earn so much money. Or I have a limiting belief that says everybody I meet hurts me. Or I have a limiting belief that says I cannot stick to things that are good for me. So they get to the point of that awareness and then they go silence. Then they have no idea what to do next. So you are not much a step further if all you do is recognize where there are limiting beliefs. That is definitely the first step. And I want every single one of you for the next month to really open your attention and your awareness to catching your mind as you're creating limiting beliefs. These are beliefs you have about yourself, about your husband, about your work, about your family. What of those beliefs are limiting? How do you recognize a limiting belief? They are beliefs that are not helpful. They are beliefs that trap you, that make you feel that there is no way out. They give you a sense of hopelessness. They give you a sense of discouragement. They're beliefs that psych yourself out of doing something that will bring you progress and happiness and joy. They will likely keep you isolated. They keep you in fear. Limiting beliefs keep us away from progress, keep us from what is good for ourselves. Then what? I want you to take note, physically, writing down notes, this is in your workbook, of how this belief makes me feel. If you don't make the connection between the actual belief and then the feeling that comes after, you're nowhere. You cannot move forward. What happens when you just become aware is that you're repeating these thoughts of beliefs, sort of like recycling thoughts, but you're not breaking free from them. And what's our goal? To break free from limiting beliefs. Why? Because we want to be happy and expansive, and we want to feel light in our life, and we want to reach all of our potential. So become aware, step number 1. Step number 2, how do this belief makes me feel? I want you to have the feeling. When I believe that no man I'll ever meet will be, or when I believe that every man I meet will take advantage of me, I feel underappreciated. When I feel underappreciated, there is a behavior. Yes, the behavior is that I'm not going to put my profile on an online dating thing because what's the point? So if I was to ask you, what do you think is the focus here? You notice the belief, you notice the feeling that comes from the belief, and you're going to notice the behavior that you're going to want to do because of that emotion. And I want you to behave differently. And by behaving differently, we're going to have to review the way we're thinking and the beliefs we have. Okay, so where does this work get complicated? I'm asking you to create a lot of awareness. I want you to really pay attention. Whenever an ugly feeling shows up or a heavy feeling shows up, do the homework. Stop for a second and think, this feeling follows a thought. What was the thought? What thoughts was I having? And write them down. Writing them down is the key. Write down the thoughts that you had that made you feel anxious, fearful, disappointed. What thoughts did you have before? And once you have the thought, because we have to do reverse engineer sometimes to get to the limiting belief. Once you have that thought clear in your head, like, okay, this is the thought I was having. Where does that come from? What belief may I hold in my mind that hosts this type of thinking? And that's when you get to the belief. Then the question is, how do I want to feel? Once you have identified, you have a belief that says, men take advantage of me. And that has therefore led you to a history of men who do take advantage of you, or a history of loneliness, because then you have taken yourself out of the game of dating. Then I want you to rather than convert that limiting belief into like, men are nice, because you might not believe it, I want you to ask yourself, this is very important. This is where the transformation happens, okay? Magic begins in this moment when you ask this question. How do I want to feel with regards to that limiting belief? So if I keep on my track with this exercise of men taking advantage of me, how do I want to feel? Well, I want to feel valued by a man. That's a desire that I have. Okay. So from there, how could I turn it into a belief? Well, if I want to feel that men see value in me, then I am going to believe that there are men out there capable of seeing my value. Do you see how I'm now changing this belief? Sometimes changing one word changes everything. So if you go back to the belief, what if you change one word in that belief? I have to do this, or I want to do this, changes everything. I am lonely versus I am single, changes everything. I want you to think and ask yourself, how do I want to feel? And once you have answered that question, the next following question is, what do I need? What do I need right now to feel that way? What do I need to do right now to get closer to that goal? What do I need to do to align with this desire of mine? So if my overall desire is to be in a healthy, loving relationship, but my belief is that that's impossible, what's the gap in between the two things? So if I truly want to be in that loving relationship, something's got to change. And most times we're saying like, yeah, that a miracle happens and a good man shows up. That man is not going to come to you because you don't believe that's even possible. Can you begin to see this in your future? Okay, I see myself with a loving man. He's holding my hand. We're laughing. I feel respected and valued. I love him. He loves me. I can see that. It begins there. So how can you work on that vision? You guys, you can create a vision board. I want you to go onto Pinterest first and foremost. And you can have many boards. God knows I have many boards. So something that I've never been shy to tell people is that I've been wanting to become a mom for many years. It took me 5 years to finally hold my miracle in my arms. And he's perfect. And I could have never pictured him the way he is. He's way better than what I could have ever imagined. And if I get emotional, it's because I still feel so incredibly lucky. I was never able to visualize a big belly. Never, ever. That was part of my blockage towards fertility. But I was always able to visualize tiny little hand holding mine. And that I have done. And that I recreated in my mind over and over. So if the feeling of what you want to feel, it's still your beliefs are so in disbelief that you can even get there, then get 2 steps closer. What will be the closest that I can visualize? Are you following me? So you're going to stop and do the exercise that I gave you here. You're going to do your workbook and you are going to begin to visualize that what you want to feel, it's possible. And how? We're going to train our unconscious mind by giving them images of what we do want. So you're going to create a Pinterest board for each of these limiting beliefs that you have, because you're going to turn yourself into what do I want to feel? How I want to feel love and growth in a relationship. Find the images that go in there. I want to feel free from my mental disturbance. Find images that show of people feeling zen and happy. You're going to create these Pinterest boards, and I want you at nights before you go to bed to review these images as you're drifting into sleep. What happens when we're falling asleep is that we're putting information back into our unconscious mind. How many times have you had a dream that is exactly what you were like thinking about before you went to bed? Right? So that happens. Some of us never remember our dreams. Some of us really do. So we know, like, that's strange. I dreamt exactly what I was watching on TV before, or like more dramatized. So we're going to begin to use tools to set new beliefs in our mind, consciously and unconsciously. Noticing the limiting beliefs is not enough. Is the best, biggest first step you can take, but not enough. It has to follow some action to change. We're rewiring the brain, which is so amazing that this is something that we can do. It's been done. I've done it with my own experience, and I do it every single day of the week with my clients, and I see the transformation. And you guys are about to jump into this training of changing your mindset. It's possible. Understanding your limiting beliefs, understanding how you actually want to feel inside of that limiting belief, making a new belief, helping your mind get there by visualizing, understanding the emotions that come from the limiting beliefs. Often what happens is that my clients think, and that's happened to me, it's that person's behavior that made me feel this way, when in reality was what I told myself about what that person did that made me feel this way. We're always responding to our own thoughts, not to what people do. Is people do something and then I tell myself something about what they did. And if I tell myself that was my fault, I respond to my thoughts, not to their behavior. So when we're going into limiting beliefs, what we're trying to do is take on full responsibility of our responses with our mind, with our behavior. Key point to remember, behavior solidifies this belief. So behavior has to change and the belief changes after. That's way easier than changing the belief and then the behavior. Okay, so this is your first training in limiting beliefs. I sincerely hope this makes sense to you and that you take at least one of these things home with you to practice and to integrate. Integration being the key here. I'm sending you all of my heart and I want to wish you a great week ahead. Namaste.